How you doing? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about four psychological tips, four simple psychological steps to staying alcohol-free into the long term. These are steps that are pretty easy to understand. They're pretty easy to learn, and they're really easy to put into practice once you get involved in this journey. The first one is stopping drinking alcohol is simple. You've heard me talking about this a lot. It's what I say at the end of all my videos is just keep the alcohol out of your mouth. And that's a simple, it's a simple process. You know, for the majority of people, it's going to be that simple. I mean, there's some people who've got medical complications or some other complications that is stopping them from doing this simply. But there is a previous step that they can do, you know, for if you've got medical complications, then you need to get some medical help. And really the only way that you're going to know that is by going down and going to a doctor or visiting somebody who's got medical experience who can tell you that. Other than that, for most people, for the vast majority of people, this is a binary choice. You either do it or you don't do it. You either say, I'm going to not put the alcohol into your mouth or not. You know, people make it complicated with moderation. People say, you know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut down on it. I'm going to only drink at the weekends. I'm only going to drink certain amounts during the week. And it just complicates this journey. It complicates your life. There's no thought necessary in this. You know, you don't have to think about what am I supposed to do. You just say to yourself, right, what do I have to do today? Don't put the alcohol in. That's it. It's a sort of a set and forget mentality. Now, if you want help with stopping drinking alcohol, we've still got our course that's available. We give this out. This is part of our the course that we give, the program that we do on habitsv2.com. This is a quick start preparation guide, and it's basically there to try and help you to get some clarity on where you are, to give you clarity about where you want to go, about what to expect in this journey, not only in the first 30 days, but the next months to come, to follow, to give you some confidence that you can do this. You know, if I can do this, anybody can do this. I can tell you that much. And to help give you the courage, or for you to find the courage within yourself that you can do this, right? So hopefully you'll go across. And like I said, we've got the Habits V2 platform as well. I think that's a worthy contender of your consideration. You know, it's you have to pay a little bit of money for it, but it's a worthwhile investment in yourself and in your life. The second part of this is that the journey once you stop drinking alcohol has got nothing to do with the alcohol. So put that into your past. This is all about trying to reform yourself to reestablish a different person, a non-drinking version of yourself, or a person that you don't associate yourself with alcohol. I mean, it's not like I go around calling myself a non-drinker. I don't call myself sober. I don't associate myself with alcohol apart from my work. And that's it. And it's part of my work now to help other people to do this. So the first part of this whole journey is coping. You know, the first month, 2 months is all about coping. It's about coping with your new life, just coping with because alcohol is so close to you, you know, your alcohol behavior is so close to you, it's coping with that. Then it's learning how to live without the alcohol. That's part of that coping mechanism. You know, the transition that I'm always talking about is like an apprenticeship. You know, it's a place where you know very little about what's going to happen. You know, in some cases, you know nothing about what's going to happen. I mean, think about it. When you were drinking, you knew exactly what was going to happen. Even if that thing was bad, you still knew what was going to happen. So the parts of the apprenticeship is, you know, the transition process is about observing, about learning about yourself, about who you are, about where you've come from, learning new skills that are going to take you forwards, and then experimenting, and then allowing that to take you into a transformation. And this is a cyclical process. You know, it's depending on where you want to go in life. There is this continuous cycle of preparing for a change, going into a transitional period, and then going into a transformation, and then repeating that process again and again and again. And you know, I think it's, for me, that's the key to getting to the best possible version of yourself. You know, the third thing that I want to talk about, and this is really the trick, right, is it's how you frame yourself and frame your journey going forwards. That's the thing that's going to make a huge difference. Your attitude matters in this a whole load. When I'm talking about good or bad attitudes, this is not a moral judgment. It's from the perspective that a good attitude is going to take you to where you want to go. A bad attitude is not going to take you where you want to go, unless that's downwards. So you have to think about that from the perspective of your attitude. You've got to think about whether or not you're escaping from something or moving towards something. I much prefer to be moving towards something, because there's more motivation in that. If you're escaping from something, it's a whole load of different mentalities and emotions and feelings and thoughts that are mixed up in that, and that's going to give you different results in the end. So think about moving towards something, moving towards a future that you want, moving towards a person that you want to be, and that all depends on whether you've got a fixed mindset. So that kind of a mindset, it comes down to an attitude really of I can't do this. I am who I am, and I can't move away from this. This is what I was born with, and that's it. Rather than having a growth mindset, which, the growth mindset is required really to grow. If you don't have that idea that you can learn the skills that are necessary, you can change your mind, you can move yourself into a new philosophy, in a new personal philosophy, which is what it's all about. That's what the best possible version of yourself is all about. When I'm teaching that best possible version of yourself, I'm not talking about the end result at the end of your life. I'm talking about the best possible version that you can be at the end of year one. That's my goal. When you come across the Habits V2, it's a year of work towards this goal, and it's trying to get you to that best possible version of yourself within that first year, from 3 different aspects: from a financial point of view, from a relationships point of view, and from a health point of view. So they're the main 3 things in life, and everything else is going to revolve around those. Number 4 is what you pursue next. So as I said, getting towards that best possible version of yourself, that's what matters in your life. Having something that is pulling you forwards, something that you are pursuing in your life. In the early days, pain is going to push you from behind, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you can have something pushing you from behind, it's a good thing. But you need a mixture of both, the carrot and the stick sort of thing. Nobody's going to do this. Nobody's going to work on you. Nobody's going to work on your life. Nobody is going to help you towards that, or is going to make you go towards that best possible version of yourself, except you. My personal trainer that once said to me, the reason why you look the way you do, the reason why you've got the extra pounds on your belly, is because you're living like a couch potato. And that's the body that you have, because that's the life that you're living. If you want to look like an athlete, if you want to feel like an athlete, if you want to have all the benefits of living like an athlete, then you've got to live like an athlete, which means that you've got to pursue the fitness goals of an athlete. You've got to live without eating certain foods, without drinking certain things, which was what I was doing, by training certain ways, by getting certain mindsets into your mind, by doing this step by step by step, by having patience, by having positivity, by having perseverance, by looking and focusing on where you want to go, right? And for me, the final thing that I'll talk about here today is just expectations. I think expectations are a huge measure of success. Once you at the beginning, when you're starting out on any journey, when you're starting out on any apprenticeship, you don't know where you're going. When you're trying to transition between one version of yourself and the next, hopefully a better version of yourself, you don't know where you're going. So your expectations can be quite low, and that's a good thing. You move step by step forwards, and as you start to make progress, you will start to figure out, well, yeah, I can do that, and I can do this, and yeah, if I learn this skill, or I learn this lesson, now that's taking me up a step. So you're sort of go on a plateau, and then you're up, and then another plateau and up, and that's the way life goes. And as you move up onto those higher plateaus, your expectations about yourself and what you can do and what you can achieve, about your capacity for both achieving things and for putting up with the discomfort, some of the discomfort that's going to help you to get there, that rises. So your expectations will become a great measure of of how you go. So that's all of these things that I've been talking about are psychological. Like I said, stopping drinking alcohol, once you get that into your mind that this is simple, and then the next step is to think that this whole journey, once you stop drinking alcohol, has got nothing to do with the alcohol anymore. It's like all the changes that you make in your life. Think about every change that you've made, going from as a baby crawling along around in your home, to actually standing up and standing on your own 2 feet, and then walking, and then being able to walk faster, and then being able to run, and being able to do all the things that you've been doing. Going from Gaga language to be able to speak fluently in your own language. All of these are steps that you take, moving you forwards, and one step has got nothing to do with the step that came before. It has everything to do with that step-by-step approach, but it has nothing. You don't refer back to that old step and say, well, yeah, I'm still there, I'm still a crawler. Do you know what I mean? So it's how you frame your journey in your own head that matters, and everything that goes before that, whether you think alcohol is holding you back, whether you think you're moving forwards into a new and better life and leaving behind the alcohol, or whether you call yourself an alcoholic, these are things that are all going to frame what you do next. Right, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. If you want another video to watch, you can watch this one up here, which is 24 reasons to stop drinking alcohol. All right, take care of yourself. I'll speak to you again soon. Keep the alcohol out of your mouth. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.